Yes, people, welcome back to the Gloves Are Offside. Today we're going to have ourselves a little debate. I don't think it's much of a debate, but we're going to do it anyway. Arsenal, Chelsea play each other Sunday, so we're going to talk about who really is the Kings of London. I'm obviously representing Arsenal. My esteemed guest here, Alex, is representing Chelsea Football Club.
Come on,
And as you are the
Chelsea.
guest on this show, I'm going to allow you to talk first. Give me your opening statement.
Chelsea is a bigger club than Arsenal in our lifetime. It's that simple. We can get into the nitty gritty, but in our lifetime, Chelsea's a bigger club. Overall, in London, however we want to start off this conversation.
You see, straight away, you disregard history. You're disregarding everything that came before.
But it's like, this is where we're going to get into detail. It's like history is important. No one's disputing that. And I'm sure you're going to bring up history, right? I'm expecting you to bring up history. But you have to realize that we're talking about who's the biggest club in London and what are we basing that off? What do you assume?
What I will say is there are a few metrics we can measure it by, and there's only one metric that Chelsea beat us on. Only one, and we all know what that is. That's going to come up. And there's only one period of time that Chelsea were big, not bigger than us, but were more successful than us. And that's a 19-year period. It doesn't disregard the 138 glorious years that we've had. So let's get into it. Let's talk trophies.
All right.
We'll start domestically. 13 league titles.
Yeah.
You've got 6. 14 FA Cups. You've got
Yeah.
9.
Right.
If we go European, there's your one metric. You can talk about Europe.
All right. Before we get into Europe, let's focus domestic because I knew you'd focus on domestic. I think that's all you can focus on. Let's be real. But then we're basing that from what? 1939, 1940? We're talking a good 59 years before me and you were even on this earth, right?
What?
So there's no disputing all the trophies you've won in the 70s, the 40s, the 50s, etc. But as of today, would all that be enough to base you as a bigger club than Chelsea?
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, because the size of a club comes from what's happened before also. But I've seen my club win 5 league titles in my lifetime too. I was there in the 90s. I was there in the early 2000s. I've seen us go unbeaten. So this isn't all new. Also, domestically, we have to include FA Cups. I've seen us win 7, 8,
Yeah.
maybe even 9 in my lifetime. So this is all okay. It's not been recently in my lifetime. Maybe not as an adult, but as a child, and the things that got me into football, I've seen it all. Other
Sorry.
than the Europe, but of course you're right there.
Yeah, sorry.
Of
Camera was just
course,
flipping.
of course, it all matters. It's the gravitas of a club. You don't just become big overnight. You don't just become big because of one small period of time. And what I'll say is, before 2004, Chelsea were irrelevant. One man came, Mr. Roman Abramovich, the Russian sugar daddy, came and changed the whole face of English football. Fair enough, and took you from the island of irrelevance to European champions. And then he left. And what's happened since? You've become irrelevant again.
Nah.
You've
I would
become
say we're
irrelevant
relevant.
again.
So look, let's unpack it. That so yes, no denying Roman Abramovich changed Chelsea. That's why all Chelsea fans will forever be thankful and admire Roman Abramovich. Without him, who knows where we'd be today? Would we have ever won European trophies? Would we ever have won Euro? No, we don't know. We don't know.
I
But
think I know.
yes, we could assume we probably wouldn't have. Maybe we'd have won 1 or 2 trophies, but not the success that we have had in the last 20 odd years. So when did he come? He came in
No four.
2004? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like after or during the Invincible
Just
season,
off the
right?
back of the Invincibles, yeah. Just off the back of the Invincibles and the start of the Emirates. So
Right.
he came at a perfect time when Arsenal was sort of going to start struggling for money as well because of the Emirates and the stadium.
Just peaked, I would say.
Well, yeah.
I would
Well,
say that was
we've not been back to those heights since, so yeah.
I would say that's your peak. And you know what? That's a very important period for us to talk about because I would say that was the end of Arsenal's height and the beginning of Chelsea's new rise as a supreme global powerhouse. But yeah, I think, look, that's what I'm saying. There's so many different ways we can look at this. And I can only think that we should really focus on our lifetime, us supporting the club, us understanding it. It's important to understand its history. I'm not going to not factor in the fact Arsenal won loads of trophies before we were born and this, that, the other, and domestically. But then we've got to base on who's a bigger club. What are we basing it on? Social media followers, global reach, what type of trophies? There's so many different things we can unpack, but let's focus on domestic, right? And let's focus on our lifetime. Chelsea have won a lot of trophies. When Jose came in, straight away we were winning stuff, right? We just, yes, Abramovich pumped a lot of money in, and that's why football is where it is today. And now every club has to pump money to certain success. There's no denying that. Who's the only anomaly? Leicester, right? They had a little bit of money in, but really no one ever thought they would win, right? But Arsenal have to buy players now. Look, Declan Rice, 100 mil. Every club has to buy
Yeah, but Roman was the one who changed that, because before, when
100%.
we were winning titles, when we were up against Man United, they were splashing the cash and we were competing.
100%. I can't deny that. And I look at it this way. If Roman didn't do it, it would have been an American or a Middle Eastern at a slightly later stage. Eventually, money was going to be pumped into the league from someone somewhere, and that trend would have started. But yes, it started with Roman. I'm actually grateful because then we were winning trophies. Chelsea as a club transformed overnight from when it was under Ken Bates and so forth. But I think, look, domestically, when's the last time Arsenal won the Premier League? Let's just get the big one out there.
Oh, yeah, Invincible
Not
04.
this season. We're not ending. We haven't finished
Invincible
yet.
04, but you know he's top right now, so but that's
But
cool.
that's the thing, and this
We'll
is
come
what
to
I
that.
was.
We'll come to that.
Arsenal fans get ahead of themselves. The last time you won the main trophy domestically was 22,
24.
23 years ago,
24.
right?
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's a long time. And that's why I feel that your argument's going to be based on history, which is important, but we also have to acknowledge 20 years is a long time in our life. It's a quarter of our life, right? You haven't won the Premier League. The last 3 seasons, you're now starting to show signs of the old Arsenal. All the fans are saying this is the Arsenal winning games, not conceding. Great. But then we're also at an important time, Christmas. You guys always get excited. Santa Claus is coming, and then after Christmas, it all goes down the chimney. And that's the thing. You can't get ahead of yourself. And we're on your tail. I wasn't expecting us to be on your tail. But Liverpool have been doing so bad. City have been doing so bad. We've been doing good. But I think those losses from those big clubs have helped us a lot to be second at this stage of the season. I thought we would probably be fourth or whatever. But Arsenal, are they bigger than Chelsea as a club? In my lifetime, no.
All right. Look, for me,
Yes.
we can go trophies. It's Arsenal. History. It's
We
Arsenal.
go band for band.
Legacy. It's Arsenal. Culture. Culturally, it's Arsenal. Thierry Henry, Ian Wright. We own the streets. We run the streets. Everybody knows it. We both grown up
Drogba,
in
how
London.
can you say that?
Arsenal run the streets.
Drogba.
You don't have legends like him. Drogba
Oh
don't.
my God.
Drogba
Now
don't
you're
stand the
talking
test of time. Nobody wants to grow up. You see these players from all sorts of clubs. Who did you support growing up? Even if they don't say Arsenal, they say, "Oh, who did you watch in the Premier League?" It was Thierry Henry. It was Thierry Henry. It was Thierry Henry. And before that, it was Ian Wright.
I can't deny it. Us growing up, when we were kids, teenagers, the two rivals and biggest clubs were Arsenal United, Arsenal United, Arsenal United. Right? That was always the biggest like derby or football match people wanted to watch, whatever. There's no denying that. As we got to the peak of Arsenal, 2003 season, 2003, 2004, I think your invincible season was, and then Roman came in, everything changed. And since then, Chelsea have built up a global brand. We are more well known worldwide. You're going to deny
There's
that.
no
But if you look at
chance.
social
There's no
media, I'm not
chance.
saying social media is the main or only metric. We've got a bigger reach globally. And I think that's because we've been winning European and world trophies. Arsenal haven't.
If you count that one,
These are important.
World
Club
Trophy.
World
Okay.
Cup, World Cup, all these Champions League twice. Look, that is an important one. That is important. Because look, I'll just say this before you interject. If Arsenal won 2 Champions League and it wasn't Chelsea, but you hadn't won the Premier League, you would be banging on about those 2 trophies. Don't
If
even
if
deny
Arsenal had
it.
if Arsenal had even one Champions League, then there's no argument.
You
It's
would
the
be
only
holding up
metric
to
that
it.
you win. And all this Roman talk, it's all good. He we know what he done. He came, he took it, but he's gone now.
We
The
can't say
sugar daddy is
exactly.
gone now. And what have you achieved since?
What have
15th
we
in the
achieved?
league. You're building your way back up. You're becoming a half decent, steady team.
You're
But
right.
but before him, you were nothing. After him, you're nothing. 19 years of success
Mm-hmm.
does not beat everything we've built. Everything this badge stands for.
It's a great point, you're right. So if we look at the Todd Bowley era now, right? How long has he been at Chelsea? 4 years, five
Yeah,
years?
3 4 years. Yeah.
3 4 years, right? When he came in, I don't think any Chelsea fan was happy. They were like, "Oh, Americans are coming in now. They're going to try and change the sport, ruin the club." He was pumping billions in, buying. We were buying like 80 players a season. I don't know what we were doing. We were also buying old players. Like when we bought Sterling, I was angry. I kept saying to you
Well,
boys,
you sent
what?
him to us for a season as well. I was quite
Yeah,
angry about that.
well, yeah. At least we saved half the money, I guess. Like chopping them off to you, but like, there's no denying that when the Americans came, I was worried for the club. Like, there's all good throwing money in the club, but Abramovich did it in a way where it started us into a good club. Whereas he's doing it into a way where, look at that. What was that first season? We ended up. Was it the first season with Todd Bowley? We ended up eighth or something, or
Oh,
sixth, or the
loading up.
second season.
It was about,
But we
yeah,
we
12.
weren't we weren't contending. We weren't in the top four, and it's been like that for a few seasons until now. We look like we're breaking that away. But as I said, this season, I'll even admit it, we've been good, but we could be great. But because big clubs have been losing, Liverpool, City, that's helped us stay behind you. So far this season, there's no denying Arsenal are doing well. But the last 3 seasons, you guys get to Christmas, you're doing really well. You're first, second, then it goes downhill. No one's saying it's going to be the same this season, but you just can't get ahead of yourself. You
I'm not
have
ahead
to
of myself,
realize.
and time will tell. I believe we're going to do it. I'm not saying it's 100% done. It's a long old season. I've learned from my mistakes in the last few seasons, but as of now,
A lot of Arsenal fans haven't learned from their mistake, by the way. Maybe you have,
you know,
but a lot of Arsenal fans.
we're allowed to dream. We're allowed to dream, and you're getting back up there. You're nowhere near on our level, and we're going to wipe the floor with you at Stamford Bridge. Mark my words. But
All right, before we go back into statistics and trophies and that, should we touch on the game this weekend?
let's do it.
And then we'll go back, right?
Let's do it.
So this weekend at the Bridge, Sunday. What time's kick off?
4:30.
4:30, right? What's your prediction? And
I
why do you predict
honestly, I
this
think it's going
score?
to be a tough game. You're on a good run of form. You've just beat Barcelona. We've just beat Bayern Munich. Two on-form teams, and it's. I mean, we've got a brilliant record at Stamford Bridge over the last. Don't think you've beaten us there since about 2018. So we've got a
Right.
brilliant record there. But the form you're on, you've got a few good players now in your squad, and you remind me of us a few years ago when we thought we might be ready, but you're not really ready because too many young players, too many players that haven't been through things together. We've been through heartbreak. We know how to get a job done now. You'll make it tough for us, but I think we'll come away with a 2-1, 2-0 because we don't really concede goals, so I'm not sure you're going to get one.
See,
But
I
I
think the
don't think it's going
opposite.
to be easy. It's not going to be like what we did to Tottenham because they're way off.
No, yeah,
And we're over most. So it's a tough game, but we come away with the 3 points. This team are laser focused and they get the
yeah.
job done.
I know that. And I think, like, to kind of give you credit, I think Arteta knows from his mistakes. Look at that first season. Everyone was saying, Arteta out when they lost 3 games. Or, like, not even a lot that. He had to be given time to get the squad to his level.
You
And
know what
now it
saved them
looks
as
like
well? You know what saved them as well was winning that FA Cup final against Chelsea. Continue.
against Chelsea. I
Continue.
guess we both got good FA Cup records back and
Well,
forth in the last
we beat you in 3 finals, but
20 years.
continue.
Right, so we're going back to stats or we're going to wait, right?
I'm just saying.
I could talk. We beat you in Baku 4-1.
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Europe,
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
right. But my prediction, I think we're going to beat you on Sunday. I think it will be a tough game as well. I think it will be a close game. I think both teams know they've got to attack, but I think both teams are going to be a bit reserved as well. I think both teams are giving each other a bit of respect because they know they're both on a good little run at the moment. I think we'll win 2-1. I think the home crowd, the hype from Barcelona, the fans are going to be buzzing from one big game to another. I think we know we've got to perform. Maresca knows we've got to perform. I think he's been a brilliant manager for us, and I weren't expecting him to be a good manager. I thought he'd do a season, we'd get rid of him, because Chelsea obviously have a history of manager changes and this, that, the other.
Disloyalty.
Especially with Americans involved, they love changing things night and day, and same as with the players and stuff. Look how quickly our team's transformed and how many players have come in, how many have come out. How many players have we given you guys? Sterling, Madueke, like who else?
Willian,
Like,
David Luiz, there's been a load of flops to be honest, but
loads of flops.
the last
We give
couple,
you
the
lot
last
our
couple,
rejects.
Kai Havertz, Madueke, we're taking your good players now and making them
Havertz.
better. And making
What's
them
the
better.
latest with Havertz?
He should be back in the next few weeks.
He's injured.
He's injured. Yeah,
Right.
Madueke's back to haunt you though. Don't worry about that.
So I think it'll be 2-1 or 2-0. I really do.
Chelsea.
Of course, not to Bayern Munich, not to us, not to Arsenal, not to anyone. To Chelsea. I think it'll be two. We'll get 2 goals in the first half. You will get a goal in the second half, and I'm willing to put a bet on it. I really think. Oh, sorry. I really think, based off of that Barca performance at home, crowd's gonna be hyped. We're gonna be ready for you. But it's just you guys, I think, are getting ahead of yourselves again.
If you think you've had a good week, we've brashed Tottenham. You beat Burnley and you beat a 10-man Barcelona. We've brashed Tottenham. We've brashed Bayern Munich. We're top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, and we're coming to the bridge and we're leaving with 3 points by hook or by crook, because that's what this team does.
I don't think. We'll see. That's the good thing. We're both going to watch the game. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be.
I think it'll be a good game.
I think it'll be a really good game. Both clubs know that, like, in a weird way, it's like we kind of feel it's a decider who's going to win the league between us. That's how it feels. Like,
and you said I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't even think I'm getting ahead of myself.
What's the point difference right now? 6 points?
6 points.
6 points. No games in hand.
Either way, we leave top of the table. Don't worry about that.
If you win, 9 points, going into Christmas.
If we win, it's ours to lose, I would say.
You've got good games after us, right? Like, relatively easy
games.
Yeah,
but they're coming quick and every few days. It's a very busy period. Champions League games as well. But we put ourselves in a position with the Champions League where we probably start resting a few players for the latter games. But listen,
this weekend's going to be good. Right, let's go back to the subject in hand. Who's the biggest club in London? As I said to you, I feel we have to base the metric off, in our lifetime, who's won more European trophies. That's what makes you a big club. We could talk about who's the biggest club in London and stick it to London and then focus on domestic. But what makes a big club is reaching out, going around the world, winning trophies, meeting Donald Trump. You know, Arsenal can't say these things. You can say Thierry Henry, but at the end of the day, Thierry Henry, a long time ago.
Thierry Henry is God. God is bigger than Donald, mate.
He's God. He's the God of the past, right? Then the players like Drogba start coming in, right? All these they're gods to us. Lamps, Terry, Drogba, come on. Like, Chelsea do have a good history in the last 2 decades.
A good 19-year history, yeah.
Good 19-year history. That's part of my life. Like, imagine Chelsea won nothing in my lifetime, and all I could talk about is, we won.
No, but we've won these trophies. I was there for the Invincibles. I was in school. I was 16 when the Invincibles were there. I've seen the 1998 double. I've seen the 2002 team. I've seen the latter FA Cups where we're beating you in finals. So it's not, I haven't seen it. I just haven't seen the Champions League. And that's the one metric you beat us in. And you had 19 years, however long Abramovich was there, of being better than us, not bigger than us.
If we look at the modern Premier League era, which was 92 to today, or something like that, the modern Champions League era, we've won more trophies than you. In both. If you look at the modern Premier League, look at the stats. I know you got the stats up.
No, if you include it, not with FA Cups as well.
But are you talking about FA Cup since 1992?
Yeah.
All domestic trophies, I swear, we've won more. We were the most successful English club in the modern era, more than even Man United and Liverpool.
Because when you count your Europa Leagues and your Champions Leagues.
In England, these are important trophies.
Champions League is coming soon, but I feel like we're going around the same arguments now.
Tell me.
You've had your say. I've had my say. I think we leave it to the comments.
True.
Let's see what the people say. I would wish you luck on Sunday, but I'm not going to, because
I'm not going to wish you luck.
We're taking the 3 points.
God has already written the score, 2-1.
Thank you very much for coming on the channel. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see us debate anything else, let us know in the comments. Love you. See you soon.